Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of my all-time favorite street foods. That's right. Those incredible cones of seasoned, slow-roasted meat, shaved thin and piled into warm pita bread with all the fixings. You might think making authentic-tasting gyros at home is impossible without that giant vertical rotisserie, but I'm here to show you a fantastic method that gets you incredibly close to the real deal, right in your own kitchen. It's easier than you think, and the flavor is absolutely out of this world. So, forget the takeout. Let's get our hands dirty and make some restaurant-quality gyros from scratch. First things first, let's talk about the star of the show, the meat. Traditionally, gyros are made with lamb, or a combination of lamb and beef. Today, we're going with a classic blend. I have 1 pound of ground lamb and 1 pound of ground beef. Using a mix gives you that rich lamb flavor, while the beef helps with the texture and keeps it from being too gamey. If you're not a fan of lamb, you can absolutely use all beef, or even ground chicken or turkey for a lighter version. The key is in the seasoning and the preparation method, which we'll get to in a second. Now for the magic that transforms this ground meat into that classic gyro texture. We're going to create a sort of meat paste. It sounds a little strange, but trust me, this is the secret. In a food processor, we'll combine our ground meat with our aromatics and spices. I've got a medium yellow onion, roughly chopped, and about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. You don't need to mince them perfectly since the machine will do all the work. For the spices, we're using a classic Mediterranean profile. I have 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of dried marjoram, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Some recipes also add a pinch of rosemary, so feel free to experiment. The combination of these herbs is what gives gyro meat its signature, aromatic flavor. We're going to put the onion and garlic into the food processor first and pulse them a few times until they're finely minced. Then, we'll add the ground lamb, ground beef, and all of our dried spices. Now, here's the most important step for getting that dense, sliceable texture. We're going to process this mixture for a solid minute or two. You want to keep blending until the meat breaks down and becomes a very smooth, sticky paste. It's going to look a bit weird, but this process emulsifies the fat and protein, which prevents the cooked meat from being crumbly like a regular meatloaf. You'll know it's ready when it's uniform in color and has a very fine, almost PT-like consistency. This is the home cook's secret to mimicking the texture of meat shaved from a vertical spit. Once our meat paste is ready, it's time to shape it. I'm going to turn the mixture out onto a large piece of plastic wrap. I'll use my hands to form it into a compact, rectangular loaf, about 4 inches wide and 8 inches long. Try to press out any air pockets as you go. We want it nice and dense. Now, wrap it tightly in the plastic wrap, twisting the ends to really compact the loaf. Then, I like to wrap it in a second layer of plastic wrap just to be safe. We're going to pop this in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. But honestly, overnight is even better. This chilling period is crucial. It allows the flavors to meld together and, more importantly, it helps the loaf firm up, which will make it much easier to cook and slice later. Okay, our gyro loaf has been chilling, and it's nice and firm. It's time to cook it. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 160 degrees Celsius. We're going to use a simple baking setup. Place a wire rack inside a foil-lined baking sheet. This allows the hot air to circulate all around the meat and lets the fat drip away, which helps it cook evenly and get a nice crust. Unwrap your chilled loaf and place it directly on the wire rack. We'll bake this for about 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1.5 hours. The best way to check for doneness is with a meat thermometer. You're looking for an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. While the gyro meat is baking, let's prepare the best part, the toppings. You can't have a gyro without a creamy, tangy tzatziki sauce. It's so easy to make fresh. You'll need about 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt. The thickness is key. Then, you'll need half of a large cucumber. I like to grate it, and then squeeze out as much water as possible using a cheesecloth or a clean kitchen towel. This prevents your sauce from becoming watery. To the yogurt and cucumber, add 2 minced garlic cloves, the juice of half a lemon, a tablespoon of chopped fresh dill, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Give that all a good stir, and that's it. The perfect seed. Let it sit in the fridge while the meat finishes cooking so the flavors can really come together. For our other toppings, I'm keeping it classic. I've got a ripe tomato that I've sliced, and a red onion that I've sliced very thinly. Some crisp lettuce is also a great addition. And, of course, we need pita bread. I recommend finding the fluffy, pocketless Greek-style pitas if you can. We'll warm them up just before serving. You can do this in a dry skillet, in the oven, or even on a grill for a few seconds on each side until they're soft and pliable. Alright, our gyro loaf is out of the oven. It smells absolutely incredible in here. The outside has a beautiful, dark brown crust. Now, let it rest on the counter for about 15 minutes. This is non-negotiable. Resting allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat, ensuring it's tender and flavorful instead of dry. If you slice into it right away, all those delicious juices will run out. After it has rested, it's time for the big reveal. We need to slice the meat as thinly as possible. This is where you get to pretend you're a gyro master at a Greek festival. Use your sharpest knife and slice against the grain. Look at that. You can see the texture is dense and perfect, not crumbly at all. The slices are holding together beautifully. This is exactly what we were aiming for. These thin shavings are perfect for piling into our pitas. Now for the grand finale. Assembly. Take a warm pita bread. Spread a generous layer of our homemade tzatziki sauce right down the middle. Then pile on a good amount of those beautiful, thin slices of our gyro meat. Add a few slices of tomato, a sprinkle of thinly sliced red onion, and maybe some lettuce if you like. To eat it like a pro, you fold a pita around the fillings. Sometimes I like to wrap the bottom half in a piece of foil or parchment paper to hold everything together and catch any drips. And there you have it, a stunning, delicious, homemade gyro that tastes just as good, if not better than your favorite takeout spot. The meat is so savory and perfectly seasoned. The tzatziki is cool and tangy, and it's all wrapped up in a warm, soft pita. This is a meal that's guaranteed to impress. It's perfect for a fun weekend dinner or even for meal prepping. The cooked meat lasts 4 days in the fridge. Thank you so much for cooking along with me today. I really hope you give this gyro recipe a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes every week. Until next time, happy cooking.